This is a headboard from a old bed that my kids had growing up. You know, my youngest is 33. I better check how old he is. Why do I still have it? I'll show you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to What is in the Garage. My name is Charlie. Today, I'm going to start kind of cleaning out my garage. But in order to do so, some things have to get dirty. Some things have to get worse than they actually are right now. So, if you bear with me a little bit, I'll show you what I plan on doing today. This piece of furniture used to be a headboard for my kids. My youngest is 34, I believe. He and his girlfriend just moved into their own house. I have been using this headboard for the last several years for storing record albums. I plan on moving this piece into a different area of my home. And I need to shorten it by 2 inches. And in the process, I am going to add a third shelf to this. I have more records than I have shelving for. So, I'm going to make this piece, modify this piece, into a 3-shelf unit. Again, everything I'm using is I've had for quite a while, and it's not going to look pretty. It doesn't have to. So, that particular piece, as I said, is an old headboard from when my kids were growing up. I plan on taking it and doing a little bit of modification to it. And in order to get it into a 3-shelf piece, I am going to have to use some scrap lumbers from what I have laying around in the garage. Like I said, this is not going to be a pretty piece when it's all said and done. It's just going to be using up a whole bunch of scrap. Not a whole bunch, but using up scrap. But in the process, I am going to be cleaning out my garage. I'll at least lose 1 2x4. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's the 2x4 I plan on using. And as you can see, it is sitting on a shelf with more material on top of it, kind of buried against the wall. And in order to get that 2x4 out, I am going to have to remove a lot of stuff. Actually, I'm going to kind of organize my garage. I'm going to remove that 2x4 and everything sitting on top of it from the shelf. And I'm going to add onto that shelf everything that's sitting in my work area. All of this material right here will end up on that shelf back where that 2x4 is. I'm putting it away for the winter. as you can see, through time travel, I have removed all of the material that was here. It is stacked up on top of my shelving unit on the wall. It'll be there till spring, easily. I did dig this 2x4 out from behind that mess. I'll cut this into 3 little pieces and make that part of this unit right back here. But to begin with, my goal with this piece is to make 3 horizontal shelves and reduce this overall width. This currently is sitting at 42 7/8 of an inch. I need, 42 7/8. I need to reduce this by 2 inches overall. I'm just going to round this up to 41. That's where I want to finish. 41 inches finished from side to side at the floor. What I'm going to do now is remove both ends and cut down these shelves. Houston, I have a problem. Different screws. Okay, it's disassembled. Now I have to cut a few parts. Now that I have this totally torn apart, I know what I need for my overall finished dimension at the floor at these feet. But I have to reduce the overall length of my shelves inside between my uprights by the distance of the outside edge of my feet to the inside face of my upright. Both of these currently measure 1 15/16 of an inch. Added together, that is 3 7/8 inches. I have to subtract that from the 41 inches that I am trying to finish at, and I end up with 37 1/8 inches that I need in between my end panels. I've gone ahead and cut this 2x4 that I pulled off the back wall. So this cost me nothing. I have no idea how long this has been sitting here. So it's free. So I've gone ahead and cut those pieces. I now need to cut the actual shelves. And the shelves that were in here originally are not square. So I'm going to trim a little bit off of each end. But I still want my overall length to finish at 37 1/8 inches. So when everything goes together, I finish at 41 inches overall outside. So here I go. Okay. These two shelves that I have to cut, as I said before, are out of square. This one measures 38 7/8. It needs to finish at 37 1/8. So I have to remove about 1 7/8 of an inch. And I believe what I will do is I will take a little bit off of each end. That way I can square up both ends of this board. And I will do that to both shelves. Right on the money. Nice and square. Now, mark and cut it to length. 37 1/8, 37 1/8. Okay. Thirty-seven 1/8 inch. 37 1/8. Now, I think I could possibly put this back together. Let's see how that goes. The back is going to be longer than I need it, and I will cut that down after I get my two shelves installed on the end panels. After I have the back in it, then I will attach the 2x4s as my third shelf in here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for spending some time with me today. And I hope you all have a great day. Thank you.